Hi there, welcome to the Gardens and Graveyards channel. My name is Charisma and today we are meeting in the garden and we're going to work on part 2 of our front yard garden project. I'm really looking forward to this because one side looks really great and the other side needs some attention. So I'm going to turn the camera around and I will show you what we have going on. So we recently brought you along, oh, the sun is like kind of crazy. We brought you along on this project where we worked on this side of the garden and we moved these pots and we moved this shrub and we just cleaned things up over on this side. Now it's this side's turn and we are going to remove this shrub and put it in a new location. Okay, and then we're gonna move this pot over here. And one of my neighbors is using a chainsaw, so that's fun. And then we just want to move all of these pots to different locations and get this area all cleaned up. And then I have another Proven Winners rose. What is it? An Italian ice white rose that we're gonna put in line with these ones over here. Spencer's got a truckload of stuff for me. Shovels and soils and containers. We're gonna take this juniper out of this container and just put it in a pot for now until I make a decision of where it's gonna go, but I know it doesn't wanna, I don't want it to live in this container. And it's super loud and noisy because someone's using a chainsaw.
Chainsaw City.
Anyway, we're just gonna set up the camera and get to work on this whole area. And then we will share the results at the end. And if anything interesting happens in the meantime, we'll let you know. that. It's so beautiful. It pops so fantastic in the shade, and it'll take full sun for when the summer comes and it has full sun. Oh, I'm super happy with it. It's like, but this side looks a little sad, but we put the side that was in shade up there on this side because this is where the sun comes in. So it'll fill in, I'm sure, by the end of the summer, and then we can kind of shape it all to match. So it's a little heavy on that side, but I'm hoping that the roots take and that it's happy here and it wants to live here, because I think it's going to be just a fabulous addition to this space. There's a barberry right there that's burgundy, and those two colors together are just going to be so beautiful. I'm so happy with it. All right, what a fantastic day. We got a lot done. This area looks so clean and it looks a little empty. It's kind of weird. We do have a rhododendron that we're going to transplant over here, but it's a warm day and it's about to bloom. So I don't want to dig it up and move it today. I'm gonna wait for it to bloom and then we'll get it moved over so we have some evergreen interest over in this area again. But I'm really happy with it. I love how open everything is looking. Oh, it's great. So let's, I'm gonna turn the camera around and just show you what we ended up with today. So first of all, we did move a couple of containers out of this area, then we moved some containers back. So this round container here was up front in this area. And when we moved the big, huge container, I moved this one just over here, and then this succulent container was sort of designed so that there was this waterfall of succulents going on. This is all three of these baskets all have the same kind of succulent. I don't know what these are, but they're super fun and they trail, and we planted them here I think in the fall. Yeah, so anyways, this is my little succulent waterfall, but then we planted the rose there and I had just kind of pushed that out of the way. So put it back here because I think it'll be fine. The rose doesn't really have a lot of growth on the bottom. Not so much that this is gonna block it. And then it, most of the foliage is gonna be growing up the posts and stuff like that. So then we have a standard rose in this container. Or at least I'm trying to force it to be a standard rose. And then the hemlock is in this container here. Of course, this is our stump from the arborvitae, but eventually this is going to be our walkway through the rose garden. And then I've got these like alliums and garlic right here that need to get moved. But other than that, this is the walkway. So I wanted to keep this area right here open, and then I intend to put some sort of beautiful bright colored annual here, like a jazzberry, proven winter jazzberry, or a super tunia bubble gum or something like that right here. And then over here where we removed the large pot and we moved it over there, I planted this Italian ice rose, and it's in line with these roses this way. So those three in the rose garden proper are are they Italian ice something, or I don't know, I don't remember. I'll put the name on the screen, but they're like a corally sunset color, and then this one is white. So I wanted it to kind of have a little bit of a separation. And then we have another walkway going this way to the hose. So I needed this area to, you know, just be a little pocket, but I needed walkways here and here because this is where we walk that direction all the time. Right here, we do have some Veronica. This one was doing okay. This one was struggling because we had that huge Cistus Mickey right here. We've got a little extra soil for this rose because after I watered it, all the soil went away. So we will be mulching this whole area in the next week or so. And that high root ball will be just fine. I planted it a little bit high so that the water can drain off of it and so that we can mulch up to the crown. And then all of this, the walkways get one color mulch, the bark mulch that we use, and then the beds get a darker mulch. Spencer put our bark mulch in this area yesterday. It looks so beautiful to have a nice clean walkway now. And then, of course, we put this pot over here. We don't have anything in it yet, but it is centered with these raised beds, and it has a really nice structure in this area. And then we can plant some beautiful annuals in it here very soon. And then we'll just walk over this direction and take one more look at the cistus that we moved over here. We planted it in the ground. And the roots are really shallow, so we're really hoping that it takes. We ended up putting a little stake in it here so that the gravity doesn't totally pull it down. I planted it this way because the sun shines this direction, so I'm hoping that the plant will start growing more foliage on that side. When it was in the ground in the other place, the arborvitae was smashed up against the back of this plant, and that's why it's kind of flat and there's nothing growing on the side. But I have faith that it will, if the roots take, that side will fill in. But I really love it in this kind of shady spot. This spot gets full sun in the middle of the day, but then in the mornings and in the evenings it's in shade, so that yellow color really shines. I'm super excited about it. So now we have two areas of the entryway all buttoned up and ready for fresh soil. These spots all need soil, but soil and annuals, and everything will be all ready to rock and roll. Oh, let me show you really quick the rhododendron that I want to put over there. It's a little miniature rhododendron, so it doesn't get very big, and we could keep it close to the walkway. This little guy right here, it's about 4 years old in the ground right now. You can see her starting to bloom. It's like this sweet buttery yellow color. And it gets kind of lost in this area with the geranium and the vinca and everything else. So it'd be really nice to have it up in a place where it could kind of show off, and where, I mean, we can use some evergreen interest right there. Although it might be too much sun. I'll have to do a little studying on that one rhododendron to see if it can handle that much sun. Anyway, all the things to consider, but I'm really happy that we got this area cleaned up. It's looking so beautiful. And just a real quick look, just because we're here in the garden, just to admire one more time all these beautiful flowers in bloom, all of the grape hyacinths and the candy tuft and the tulips and the edgeworthia and the Kyria japonica in the back. It's just so pretty. Oh gosh, what a great time of year. And our old-fashioned azalea is coming into bloom. Look at her, she's so beautiful. She's about to go gangbusters. All those flowers, so pretty. I also pulled up daffodils from that pot. I'm just gonna let them dry here and soak up as much sun as they can in their leaves out here before I plant them someplace, I don't know where. And then where we planted the cistus, there was this octopus plant. What is it, octopus? It's a wall gerrymander. And it really struggled in that area. I'm hoping that I could put it somewhere. I mean, it needs to be cut back, but I'm hoping that I could put it somewhere that is just a better location for it. And then we also pulled up this heuchera and put it in some soil until I've decided where I'm gonna plant it. And of course, it's just getting put here with the pile of plants that need to be planted. Yeah, it looks way different over there now without those arborvitaes and without those containers. Gardening is always just an adventure of playing with ideas and designs and making it more beautiful, more the way you want it. I'm just now noticing we lined up these pots on purpose and they look so good. They look so good. So exciting to just sort of rejuvenate a space in the garden that has been that way for quite some time. Those pots got moved there when we moved into this house 8 years ago. So having the arborvitaes gone, which were there when we moved in, and those pots moved, oh gosh, everything's just changing and looking so fun and beautiful and just, yeah, I'm really happy with it. I do want to do something extra with this entryway to make it just really magical looking. So I'm still like dreaming, but having more of a clean slate really helps me, because then I can stop relying on what was there and just have kind of a blank slate and reimagine the space. So if you are watching this and you have any ideas on how to keep it open and bright, but also cozy and magical, that's the balance. That's what I'm looking for. So if you have any suggestions, I'd love to hear them in the comments below. And as always, I hope that you are celebrating your life, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.